Hi everyone. This practice is designed to help support healthy digestion. Many of us stuck at home right now are snacking more, cooking more, eating more in general, and the digestive system can get a little overwhelmed when we're eating heavier foods, eating more often than we usually do. So I love a practice to help fire up the digestive system. And I also love a chair practice. The chair is one of my favorite props, and I thought we could have some fun today using the chair as part of this practice. But know that if you don't have a chair handy, or if you just don't want to use one, this whole practice can be done as a floor practice as well. So if you already have a yoga practice, you will be well aware of how to do anything I'm doing or showing down on the floor. And even if you don't have a strong yoga practice, this can all be modified. Just get down on the floor, do your best, and have some fun with it. So if you do choose to use a chair, I'm going to ask that you find a kitchen chair, dining room chair that has no arms. If you do have arms on the chair, that's okay. You can modify a little bit as you need to, but it's better to have some freedom by your sides. And just get your chair into an open space so you're not too cluttered with a table next to you or walls really close. Bring your chair out into the middle of the room if you can. And then go ahead and take a seat right up on it. When you do sit on the chair, sit towards the front edge. So you're not slouching into the back of the chair, rounding your spine down. You can sit up tall with the chair just under your bum, not so much under your thighs, and your feet right down on the floor. You can rest your hands in your lap or on your legs. Close your eyes or soften your gaze downward. And take a moment just to feel your breath. And feel the points of your body that are supported, that touch the chair or the earth. And sinking down into that support, let the rest of your body reach taller through your spine, like you're lifting the crown of your head up towards the sky. So your spine's a little more spacious, your ribs lift up away from your pelvis, your heart lifts up, your shoulders sink down away from your ears. You can even take a few cycles of the letting go breath here. You can breathe in, shrug your shoulders towards your ears slightly. And as you exhale, drop your shoulders, drop your jaw, let your breath come out your mouth. And again, taking the shoulders up, even slightly tensing or clenching the jaw. Exhale, let it all go. Maybe one more time. Drawing the shoulders up, tensing through the upper body slightly. Exhale and let it all go. Let your breath start to carry your spine into some movement as you breathe in, your belly, your ribs pressing forward more, your heart pressing forward and up, your shoulders pulling back. So you have this bow shape in your spine arching forward, a seated cow pose. You can even tilt your head back slightly, not compressing the back of your neck too much. Keep the back of your neck long. Tip your chin up. A deep breath here into all that space in the front of your lungs. Exhale and curl into that space, almost like you're squeezing your breath out of your lungs. Round your spine back now, your head hanging, your rib cage sinking down towards your pelvis, shoulders rolling forward. Let's go back and forth a few times with the breath. So inhale and arch your spine forward, pull your shoulders back. Exhale, round your spine back and roll your shoulders forward. Back and forth. If you feel like your hands aren't super comfortable on your lap while you do this, you're welcome to rest them by your sides, even on the seat of the chair, or bring your arms up to your head. You can link your fingers behind your head, let your elbows kind of angeling out, and move your arms, your shoulders with your spine. And one more cycle, in and out, and that full breath. And meeting back in that cow pose, lifted heart, spine reaching forward, ribs up and open. Letting one more inhalation flow through all that space in your torso. Exhale and just sink back to a neutral spine. And moving into a spinal twist, take your legs over to the right side so they hang off the right side of the chair. You're facing all the way that way, and then hands come up in front of you. Take a deep breath. And as you exhale, turn your belly and your heart towards the back of the chair and place your hands on the back of the chair seat. If you have arms in the chair and you can't swing your legs over to the side, just keep your knees forward and turn your belly and your heart towards that side of the chair. Place your arms down on the arm of the chair. You can even swing your right arm back around behind you to the back of the chair. Let's give the neck a little bit of love here. Taking your head over the left shoulder. You're turning opposite the way of the rest of your spine. And then turning back around through center, looking back over the right shoulder. Move back and forth a few times, just loosening the neck up. So why not give it a little love when we have the opportunity? Nice and slow. There's no need to rush the movement. You can enjoy the journey. And then head falling back to center, chin in line with the center of your chest. Taking one more full cycle of breath in this shape. Inhale for a long spine, exhale into that rotation. And then gently unwind. Take your hands back around and move your whole body back around through center. And then you can come to the other side. So you turn your whole body to the left now. Recenter your hips a little on the chair if you need to after all that movement. And then again, a deep breath in, your hands coming up in front of you. And as you exhale, turn your belly, your heart towards the back of the chair. Place your hands down on the chair back. And breathe into that shape. We're compressing the belly, compressing the digestive system. So it's like squeezing out a sponge here. Anything that was stuck, we're giving it a little nudge to move along. You can again bring some head and neck movement into this, looking back over the right shoulder, and then slowly traveling through center and coming to look over the left, sorry. And just rotating a few times each direction. As you're ready, letting your head come back through center, lining up with the center of your chest. One more full breath into this rotation in the spine. Breath in, lengthen, breath out, melting into that rotation. The chair back even gives you a little pull and push here into that twist. And unwinding slowly, coming back to face the front. And again, sitting more towards the front of the chair so you're not slouching into the back. The chair seat is under your hips more than under your thighs. We're going to take the left leg up and in towards your belly. So you can put your hands on your shin and bring it up towards you, or slide your hands underneath the back of your thigh and hug it in. So again, a little bit of gentle compression. We're working a lot with compression, either by bringing legs and belly closer together or by rotating, helping to move along anything that's stuck, stimulate the intestinal muscles so that they move and work and do their job. And take another breath here. When you exhale, relax your shoulders. Be mindful of tension in your upper body. And then go ahead and bring that leg back down. Bring your right leg in, same thing, hug in towards the belly, hands on your shin or the back of your thigh. And notice if your spine is starting to round, if you're getting a little lazy in this. Bring your belly up towards the front of your thigh. Spine is long and tall and strong. Shoulders down away from your ears. Another breath or two, hugging that leg in towards you. And then gently bringing your foot back down to the floor. Keep your hips where they are on the seat, forward on the seat, and lean back so your shoulders find the back of the chair. Now, this does not mean that we round our spine down, get slumpy here. Keep your belly lifted, your low back lifted, your spine in a long line. So we're engaging the abdominal muscles a little bit more. And bringing your belly button gently towards your spine, engaging your transverse abdominis. So this whole section of abs that kind of lays over the top here. Bring your left knee back in towards your belly. Again, grip wherever you're comfortable. You might not come up as close in this position. That's okay. You're going to take a nice deep breath in here. And as you exhale, switch. And again, nice deep breath. And exhale, switch. So we're doing a little bit of ab work here. We're heating up the belly, making the abs and get to work and again support that digestive tract. And you can choose if you want to keep the knees bent every time you exhale, switching, or if you want to bring the extended leg long and not bring your foot down to the floor, you can do that too. So two choices. This is a little more advanced, keeping the leg long, dropping the heel just a few inches above the floor. Or again, if it feels a little better for your back or for your body, you can keep your knees bent, bring one foot all the way down to the floor as you switch. Okay, if your abs are really burning or if your back is hurting, please don't sink into a place where you're hurting here. Bring yourself back up taller. Make it a little easier on yourself. You're still working, switching back and forth, sitting up taller. The reclined just makes you engage a little more. So if you need to ease out of it a bit, ease out of it a bit. Back and forth a few more times. Again, on the exhalation, be mindful of your upper body. Look for tension. Relax your shoulders. You're going to land with the left leg back in your grasp. And if you were leaning back, come back up tall. Your right leg is just bent, foot on the floor. You're coming back to that easy seat, lifting the left leg up. And then circle your hip a few times. Go in the other direction as well. We're bringing a little warmth and juice to that left hip joint so that we can move into a stretch, coming into a seated pigeon pose. Take your left ankle over your right knee, or if that is too much for your hip, straighten your right leg and cross over a little lower, down in front of your shin. You're sitting up tall. Again, gently press your left thigh away from you, so you're coming into a kind of figure 4 shape here. And then slowly sink your upper body forward, belly towards the legs, heart reaching out and forward. So you're not rounding your spine over the legs. You're folding like a ladder would fall, straight spine. Hinging from the hips, you can close your eyes. Again, relax your shoulders. Check in with your jaw. Breathing into any sensation. And it's gentle compression from the belly, and after that abdominal work, it's a bit of a rest. Forward folding for ease. Ease in the nervous system, I should say. Might be intense sensations in your body, this hip stretch. One more full breath in and out. And then rising slowly. You can unwind the left leg. And we're going to do the same thing on the right side. So pulling your right knee in towards you. We're going to take those circles first. You rotate around in each direction a few times. And then Right ankle is going to cross over left knee. And this side may be different for you. This side is tighter for me. So if you've been watching me, you'll notice my knee is up a lot higher on this side. Your body's going to be different too on each side. So no, you may need to adjust. Your leg might not come up to the knee. You can come down, or on the other side, if you are down on your shin, you might find on this side you're right up on your knee. The difference might not be as drastic for everyone, but usually we can all feel one hip is a little bit different than the other one. Sitting tall, again, belly lifted, spine reaching up. You're pressing up through the crown of your head and folding if or when you're ready with a long spine. Heart reaching out the whole time. Relax your face, your jaw, your eyes, your shoulders. Just getting that gentle compression again in your belly. Feeling into any sensation in your hip. And one more full breath in and out. And then slowly coming back up. You can unwind, bring your right foot back to the floor. And we're going to come up to stand. We're going to keep the chair with us and use the chair here for some standing poses. You can leave yours right where it is and move around it. I'm going to move my chair so that you can see me still. I don't have my back towards you the whole time. And we're going to start with a downward dog on the chair. So you can choose hands down to the seat of the chair, walk your feet back, and move in towards an inverted V shape. So you can do a deep bend in the knees like I am, especially if your legs are a little tighter today, which mine are. You're lengthening your spine, press your hips back. You can pedal your heels a bit here. You can walk your feet out. You can play around with it, stretching through the upper body. That's a bit much for you. Use the back of the chair. Do more of an inverted L shape, kind of a tabletop. Again, reaching hips back away from your hands, long spine, and moving, swaying with it, being playful. And there's really no right or wrong way to do this. Just feel into your body. Stretch where you need to stretch. Invite little micro movements. And make sure you're breathing through the shape. And if your hands were on the back of the chair, bring them back to the chair seat. Press up slowly and then all the way up to standing. And move yourself closer to the chair so that your toes are about in line with the legs of the chair, maybe just a few inches away. Move your left foot a little more centered, not perfectly center, but in towards center an inch or two. And then take your right foot back a few feet. So you have a wide spread in the legs here. It doesn't have to be super wide and wobbly, but you do have some space between the feet, and know that they don't have to be one right behind the other. So you can take the right foot out to the right side a little bit. Your toes can point towards the right, or they can slightly angle in. I like to have my toes pointing somewhere between forward and out to the right. And your left toes do point forward, your left knee points forward, and your hips slightly point forward. Hands back to the chair seat. You want the chair or your hands to be underneath your shoulders, so you can slightly draw the chair back towards you until you can get your hands down on the chair seat right about underneath your shoulders. And then go ahead and place your left hand a little more centered on the chair seat. Take your right hand up towards the ceiling, so you're turning your hips, your belly, your heart out towards the right side. Triangle pose. Draw your shoulders away from your ears. Lengthen both sides of your torso. Send your hips back, your right hip point kind of pulling like there's a string attached to it. We're going to move in and out of twisted triangle with your breath. So as you inhale here, reach long through those arms. Exhale fully, completely. And then one more nice deep breath in, and this time when you exhale, fold your arm back down, bring your right hand where your left is, and take your left hand up to the sky so you're turning your belly towards the left now, turning your heart, your ribs that way. Nice deep breath. Exhale, and bring your hand back down. Inhale, open back to the right hand reaching towards the sky. Exhale, come back down. Inhale, open up. Exhale, back down. Now keep moving with your breath. The inhale you open, the exhale you come down and switch. If this is not feeling right in your body, if this is bothering your knees or your legs, your hips somewhere, if this is really not for you, switch your leg position instead to a wide leg position facing the chair, so your toes point forward, and then come just to windmills. It's that same motion with the arms. Inhale, open. Exhale, close. A little easier on the legs, especially if you're not used to triangle pose. I wish I were there at home with all of you to come over and help adjust and guide, but we're on our own here with just my voice. Can try the triangle if you're not used to it, but windmills if it feels a little better for your body. We'll take one more cycle. We started with a full triangle open to the right, end with an opening to the left hand towards the sky, and then coming back down. And then just hands on the chair for a few breaths. Hang your head, relax your shoulders. Sink into your heels a bit more. And then if you did have your right leg behind you, bring it back up to meet the left, and then we're just going to switch. So right leg will be in front, left leg behind you. If you were doing the wide leg, stay in the wide leg. You'll just keep up with your windmills. We're going to do the same thing to this side as you switched. Again, if you need to move the chair a little bit so it's underneath your shoulders, make those adjustments. Right hand will come underneath you. Open your left hand out. Okay. And then exhale, bring it down. Inhale and twisted triangle open to the right. And back and forth with your breath. Okay. So inhale, open, and then exhale, close. Back and forth. Again, that compression in your belly we're working on here. That twisting and coming in and out of that twist. Wringing out the digestive system. We're kind of squeezing everything in there. And then when we open back up, some fresh blood flow, some fresh nutrients can come in. They help wash away anything that needs to be moved along. And a few more cycles, nice and long through those arms, long through your legs and your spine. Lots of expansion in this shape, no matter where your legs are. There's a lot of expansion here, a lot of length. We started opening to the left, so we're going to end with that twist to the right, right arm up. And then again, coming back down. Both hands on the chair. If you're in the triangle shape with your legs, bring your left up to meet your right. Okay. And then if you're wide leg, just heel toe back in. So you have your feet about hips distance apart, and you can keep your hands on the chair seat. Just melt your elbows down a little, hang your head. Or bring your forearms all the way to the chair seat, even your forearms and your head if the height of the chair, the flexibility in your body allows. You can give a slight bend to your knees. Relax your upper body. Again, that gentle folding compression. And as we come into our last shape here, if you have a wiggly chair, try, and if it's not going to work, you'll know immediately. And then I'll show you at the back of my couch. You can do this with couch or counter as well. I'm going to come into Malasana, so a squatting position. Feet are pretty close to each other. We don't want to be too wide in this squat. Traditionally, heels are together. I like a few inches apart. You just sink your hips back and down. Spine is long, so those hips really sink towards the earth, and you can have your arms on the chair, anywhere they're comfortable for support. If you need a lot of support or balance here, the chair might not be enough for you. So I do like to do this with my kitchen counter, actually. I'll show you at the back of the couch, but you can hold on really tight to the edge of your counter, to the back of your couch, and then drop your hips back and down. So I actually call this my pie baking pose during the holidays when you've just made enough pies, you've been cooking forever, and I do cook a lot. You can sink down, hands on the counter, and then you get that nice stretch through your whole back. And as you kind of curl your tail under here in this squat, your low back really gets a soothing stretch and opening. And you're making space in the low back where a lot of the digestive system is. Where there's tension we often hold in the low back, that affects the organs as well. Just letting all that fascia stretch, relax. And if your hips don't sink down super low, that's okay. Go as low as you can. If you want to do a wider squat, feet walk out wider, you can go wider and just sink your hips back as much as you can. Again, if you're holding the couch or a counter, you can really have some good firm support here, and you can let your body just be a counterweight. You relax back. You're not going to fall if you have that grip. The spine is long. You can rock or sway a bit. And then coming up as you're ready. Maybe give your shoulders a little roll if you were gripping hard onto something. Roll your wrists, your hands around a bit. And then that might be the end of your practice, or you can come back and sit on your chair for some meditation. Or I love to end this with legs up the chair. So I did a whole other video about this. I think I called it Chair Favorites. It is one of the class favorites. Legs up on a chair always gets some excitement. Just calves on the chair, back on the floor, arms where they're comfortable. And this is one of the best yoga therapy tricks for any low back pain, to relax the back, the belly, all of the organs that sit in here. And just breathing. And stay here for as long as you'd like. Enjoy your breath, enjoy the shape. And then know that I didn't show it in this video, but there is one more pose that is a favorite of mine for digestive health and to help move along anything that feels a little stuck, and that is twist on a bolster, or the supported reclined twist. So I did another video, I think we called it supported reclined twist, just on the pillows, on the floor, on your bed, sinking down onto that support in a little rotation and then resting there. It's a restorative pose. You get really comfy and then just let your breath take over. And that gentle rotation, again, that little wringing out in the body and the relaxation, the nervous system calming down so the body can rest and digest, is just amazing. So try it all out, enjoy. And this was a request, so if you have any other requests, let me know, and I'll be happy to share anything I can with you. Okay, see you soon. Bye-bye.